Assalamualaikum. I and with my friend Siti Farida will present on the law in sports. I will present the law of rugby and my partner Siti Farida will present the law of badminton. How to play rugby? Rugby is a complicated intense game which consists of 15 players on each team on field of 100-meter long and 70-meter wide. The basic rules are not so difficult that you need a lifetime to learn them. However, you still need a couple of our game's time to able to understand the structure and gameplay of rugby. Two teams try and gain the most points in 80 minutes by trying to score points in the other team half. The ball can never be passed forward, only backward or perpendicular. A team can only advance by passing or kicking the ball. Any team can win the ball at any time. This is usually done by forward pack, which consists of 8 players. You also have a back line which consists of 7 players. The forward pack is made up by 2 prop, 1 hooker, 2 locks, and 3 loose forwards. And the back line is made up by the scrum half, fly half, left wing, inside center, outside center, right wing, and the fullback. Understanding the basic. Win by scoring more points than your opponent. Score try by carrying the ball with your opponent try zone. Penalty tries can also be awarded from any infringement from the opposing team. A try worth 5 points. When a try score and opportunity is given to the scoring team, a make conversion kick which is worth 2 points. The other way, gaining extra point for your team is with penalty kicks. This is awarded when member of the opposite team break rules or if the play of the game is stopped by more than one members of that team. A penalty kick is worth 3 points. The last method of gaining point is with a drop goal attempt. The ball plays backward to a back row players who then attempts to place the ball in between the upright during ongoing game. This is also worth 3 points. The field is cut in half and each in the 10-meter zone known as the try zone. If you the ball into your opponent try zone, you get 5 points, as well as change to attempt a conversion kick for extra 2 points. The winner is the one who score the most points in 80 minutes of play. You have to touch the ball down the score in rugby. That means after you enter the try zone, the ball must be placed on the ground score. You also kick the ball through the upright during free play with a drop kick only, or after the referee award your team a penalty kick for 3 points. Understand that the ball can only be thrown backward or slightly. The score tries often stem from the big horizontal lines, passing sideways and backward until they are exposed a hole in the defense patch forward. This is the big rule to remember when rugby. You cannot pass the forward with your hand or it is automatic penalty. Whenever passing, you usually pass the ball across your body to get power and throw the ball diagonally to your teammate. Dropping or wobbling the ball goes on forward pass if it's your hand then it hits the ground in front of you. You can of course carry the ball forward, however, any pass by hand cannot be forward. Kick it forward to pass to yourself on your teammates. Well, you not ever throw the ball forward. You can kick it forward at any time. Once kick the ball, any teammate that you behind you when you kick it can't run forward and you get the ball with a penalty. Kick a great way to surprise a defense or put the ball way down to field to get your team of trouble. Players can even kick to themselves, shipping it over an opponent and running around to pick up. You cannot kick the ball at the teammate who is already further down and fill you unless you run past them at the same point. If your players was behind at you any time after you kick, they can touch the ball. If not, they are offside. Tackle the ball carry up to stop opponent attack. Rugby defense is about the making tackles. You can only hit the players currently holding the ball, and you cannot block or screen the other team or other players. When you tackle an opponent, your goal is to bring them to ground as quickly as possible, preferably with teammates around to quickly help win the ball. Generally, tackling rules include: you must tackle someone below shoulder height. You must wrap your hand around the players, not just pair them with your shoulder. You can pick up and drop players, especially on their head or neck. Once down, you must return to your feet before trying to win the ball. Someone you are tackled. From rucks, whenever someone gets a tackle to keep possession of the ball, when a player goes down, they must release the ball. From there, the other team can fight to win the ball off the ground and take possession. This is usually takes a place a ruck. A ruck is when one to three players from each team lock into the others right above the ball and tackle players and push each other back and forth in attempt to win possession. When players on each team stand behind the ruck and grab the ball when it's appear behind the rocking teammate a back foot, because the tackle player can put the ball down whenever they want. The team that had the ball first usually controls it. There are a lot rules of strategy to contesting ruck, but some basic reminders include: stay on your feet. A ruck is uh, when at least two players allow shoulder above the ball and try and push the opponent away from the ball. You cannot reach into the grab the ball or push the ground with your hand. Enter there or center. For safety reason, you must enter a route straight up and lock in the other team. You must be perpendicular to the hand line and your body must be straight over the ball. You cannot run into the rock. They're gonna leave or from the side. Stay behind the back foot into the rock. Once the rock form, you must be behind the back foot of your final teammate until ball come up, not the team gets the entire space at the rock is a natural zone that's no place can enter it. From scrum to contest penalty call when a penalty such as passing forward is called for your team. You get a several option of restart depending on the fall. One of the common in the scrum where a both team from into the battering ramps and connect over the ball. A scrum is essentially a strength of in a scrum a player from the each team where themselves together to row create the unified mess. The two teams are go to head, each passing again to others. Returning form is on the ground between them. In a scrum, one team throw the ball into the of the two team and they push and hook each other to try and win the ball. Scrum sub all the biggest players to ones of it, leaving the other seven players is much more free space. If your team wins, you are often off the big game. Scrum are perhaps the most dangerous aspect of rugby, and you should not try them without a coach and veteran athlete players. Use line out. You start the ball after the leave the sidelines. If the ball of bound, the referee will call for a line out. A line out is like a throw in the scope, except the ball must be thrown straight forward. Each team from line of the field around the throwers. The team that not touch the ball get the throw in. They are they then toss the ball between the two teams who leave each other up to try to win the ball. The game then restart and normal. Teams often use signal for coach to win their online outs. Basically, at the throw will signal to other them at their team when they will throw it, and their teammate will host a player into the air or reach of other team to grab the ball quickly. Learning the basic skill. Throw with speed and accuracy by spinning the ball. A good rugby throw the powerful and quick which protect your team from a nasty tackle as they watch the ball approaching them. Practice throwing to your side, not in front of you. To get good throw, use both of hand and focus accuracy first, hitting your teammate right the chest every time. Once you feel accuracy, you can start working a professional looking spin. To throw from the right hand, start the ball horizontal in your of you. Place your right hand on the back third of the ball, so your power face down to thumb towards your target. Place your left hand on the bottom left and left the ball thumb point left. Bring the ball on your right side. Keep the ball still roughly point at your target. Usually your left hand for aim and right for power. Bring the ball across your body and towards your target. As your hand almost extended, curls to right backhand towards you. Spinning the ball, release the ball with your hand simultaneously, rotating your wrist completely over on the follow through. Both arms should be fully extended and pointed at your target, and your arm should be low, around head height to hold time. Tackle with your whole body, not just your hand. Tackling is skill can be developed over a lifetime, but the basic simple you to let hold the body, not your arm, to protect yourself and ensure you bring guys down. Practice doing the following step is simultaneously. Aim the contact with your shoulder right up the upper thigh. Slide head and to there, but the keep safe and drive in your shoulder. Wrap your arm to around the thigh and pull back. Pull the thigh to tip hard in cause this to lose to balance easily. Drive your legs to bring them down. Once you get the head placed on your arm, wrap you want to push with your leg to bring them down. Always in a position of support of teammates, rugby is not individual dominated sport. Even the best player will unable to anything without the support teammate, as they are very time solo athlete as a space for the time themselves. One sports defend on your should be the possible place to support your team no matter what. One defense you need to be horizontal line your team line, sliding left and right to close the opponent might to push to. Once the teammate make a tackle, you should be jump in the route, open the winnable slide other side. The teammate make sure your team is exploit the game while the down from the tackle. Setting up game from the event team of players. There are three commonly player of rugby. There are biggest differently in the claim number of players. Real game have a 15, 10 or 7 players on each team, but you can play as many players if you just a friend. Each player should be athlete shoes, preferably to cleats in the bottom, light rating clothing, mouth guard, and the head protection deserve and water. Put your line of back based in the speed and ball and handling ability. Back need to good with their hand best players need to first touching the ball. The visualize you back in imagine into the ball is the 10 to 15 feet diagonally to of the other starting with the scrum half. They are restart while the ruck on scrum, pulling out the deepening first and fly half, the quarterback of the backs. The run of the kicking of run player like skipping a pass, fake pass to try break down the opponent face center. They are two then. They are the good overall players who can tackle well on defense, run pass with a middle kicking if need be. They are the ball often and challenge the opponent backline. Wing to wing stay to each sideline. They are usually the fastest players. Fullback. He is the 15th player of the so behind the dead line, ready to get opponent kick, make the last second tackle, or sprint forward, especially join the offset of overload teams. Must be versatile, able to kick, crash, and fast. Designate a ref, designate a referee to enforce penalty. There are several ways which the penalty may be earned, and it's impossible to play the game keep under for their every infraction. Minor infraction will be likely result a scrum being the awarded to be other team. Others must referee to make more seriously action, giving a penalty kick a back 10 when the team get a 10-meter on the ball or removing players from time. Common offset is incorrectly tackling. Collapse scrum route the leaving your feet, holding the ball when the ground and the entering routes incorrectly. The team and what the penalty has several options. They are take the kick or punt, which they allow to gain field position. They can take a penalty kick the upright for the change at 3 point, or they are can scrum all in the location of penalty. That's all. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Siti Faridah binti Slamat. My matric number is 274628. Today, I will present the title Sport of Badminton. Badminton rules. Badminton is a sport that has been around since the 16th century. The sport is played indoors and the pinnacle comes from its Olympic events. The sport is very popular in ASEAN countries such as China and India, with these countries leading the way by producing some of the world's best players. Object of the game. Firstly, the object of badminton is to hit the shuttlecock over the net and have it land in the designated court areas. If your opponent manages to return the shuttlecock, then a rally occurs. If you win this rally, force your opponent to hit the shuttlecock out or into the net, then you win a point. You are required to win 21 points to win a set, with most matches being best of 3 sets. Points can be won on either serve. Players and equipment badminton. First, there are two forms of badminton, singles and doubles is also possible to play mixed doubles. Second, each player is allowed to as a singles racket, similar to a tennis racket but with the head being smaller and a shuttlecock. Then, the shuttlecock is made up of a half-round ball at the bottom and a feather-like material surrounding the top. You can only really hit a bottom of the shuttlecock, and as gravity comes into play will always revert the ball seat facing down. You may only hit the shuttlecock once before it either hits the ground and goes over the net. The court measures 6.1 meter width and 30.4 meter long. Across the middle of the rectangular court is a net which runs at 150 meter. Running along each side of the court are two tram lines. The inside lines are used as a parameter for singles match, while the outside line is used for the doubles match. Scoring of badminton. A point is scored when you successfully hit the shuttlecock over the net and land it in your opponent court before they hit it. A point can also to gain when the opponent hits the shuttlecock into either the net or outside the parameters. Winning the game. To win a game, you must reach 21 points before your opponent. If you do so, then you will have won the set. If the score are tied at 20-20, then it comes down to whichever players manage to get 2 clear points ahead. If the points are still tied at 27, then the next point will decide the winner of the set. Winning the overall game will require you to win 2 out of the 3 sets played. Rules of badminton. A game can take place with either 2 singles or 4 doubles players. An official match has to be played indoor on the proper court dimension. These dimensions are 6.1 meter by 30.4 meter. The net is situated throughout the middle of the court and it set at 155 meter. The score a point the shuttlecock must hit within the parameters of the opponent courts. If the shuttlecock hits the net or lands out, then a point is awarded to your opponent. Players must serve diagonally across the net to their opponent. As points are won, then serving station move from one side to the other. There are no second serve, so if your first serve goes out, then your opponent wins the point. Rules of badminton. A serve must be hit under rim and below the serve waist. No overarm serve are allowed. Each game will start with a toss to determine which player will serve first and which the side of the court of opponent would like to start from. Once the shuttlecock is live, then a player may move around the court as they wish. They are permitted to hit the shuttlecock from out of the playing area. If a player touches the net with any part to their body or racket, then it is deemed a fault and their opponent receives for the point. A fault is also called is if a player deliberately distracts their opponents. The shuttlecock is caught in the racket, then flung. The shuttlecock it is hit twice, or if the player continue off in front with the of laws of badminton. Each game is umpired by a referee on the high chair who overlook the game. There are also line judges who monitor if the shuttlecock lands in or not. The referee has overriding calls of infringement and foul. Lets may be called by the referee if an unforeseen or accidental circumstance across. They may include the shuttlecock getting stuck in the bed, serving out and turn one player was not ready, or a decision which is too close to all. The game has only two rest periods coming, the form of a 60-second rest after the first game and a 5-minute rest period after the second game. If the loss are continuous broken by a player, then the referee hold the power to dock the players of point with persisting faults, receiving a forfeit of the set or even the match. Thank you for listening.